If I look at this problem, can I just divide by cosine theta on each side? No, because I told you you could never divide by the variable. So what do we do instead? Subtract it over. Now what can you do?
Pull out cosine.
Two terms, they both have the cosine in it. So if we take that out, we are left with sine squared theta minus 1.
Equals 0.
Okay, so if I solve this one, you add your 1.
Oh, not really. No, it's not.
Square root plus and minus, so sine is positive or negative 1. Okay, now we have to find our theta. So cosine theta equals 0. If you think about your unit circle, cosine is the x. When is x equal to 0?
Yeah, cube 0 to you're not gonna get a cube. Or, sorry, 0 to pi.
This would be when y was 0. Like that's the point 1, 0. I want cosine, the x value to be 0. So that would be at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. Okay.
I counted 251, so I'm either off by 1 or I don't know.
Count it one more time, and if it is, then it is. Okay, when is sine equal to positive 1? So sine is the y. That's like saying where would y equal 1? At pi over 2. I already have it, so I don't have to list it again. When is sine negative 1? At 3 pi over 2. I already have it, so I don't have to list it again. So those are my only two answers.
I'm gonna lose my mind with this unit.
Why?
Insane math combinations last night and today.
Let's do a few more. For this one, what would we do? If you take out that cosecant, you have a tangent theta minus radical 3. So if we set each of those to 0, that says cosecant theta equals 0. Tangent theta minus radical 3 equals 0. So that's saying tangent is equal to positive radical 3. Alright. If you are less confident with like cotangent, cosecant, and secant, you could always rewrite this. This just means sine, the reciprocal of cosecant, is 1 over 0, which is undefined. Is sine ever undefined? No, when we graph sine, we never get an asymptote, do we? No, so this one's not possible. So I don't have to worry about it. So I only need to look at this one. Quadrants, when is tangent positive? Reference angle, when is tangent radical 3? 60, which is pi over 3. So our answer, pi over 3 in quadrant 1 is pi over 3. And in quadrant 3, the numerator is 1 more, so 4 pi over 3. Let's do cotangent squared x divided by cotangent x plus 3 equals 1. What would we do here? Do you like having a fraction?
No.
How could I get rid of it? Yeah, we could just multiply each side by the denominator. I told you you can't divide by a variable, but if it's already on the bottom, we can multiply it to the other side. Then this is a quadratic, so we have to set it equal to 0. So subtract over the cotangent, subtract over the 3. So then we do box method. So multiply to a -6 and add to a -1. What would it be? So if we factor, we get cotangent x 1, cotangent x minus, or sorry, 2 cotangent x minus 3.
I didn't know. Thank you.
Okay, then what do we do? So cotangent would be a -1 and a +3/2. Okay, I expect, if it's one that we know, I expect you to give me the exact value. So if you typed in, did the cotangent x equals -1 on your calculator and gave me the decimal, I would take off. Because we know when cotangent is -1. If it helps you, think about reciprocals. That means tangent is 1 over -1, which is -1. When is tangent negative?
And 2 and 4.
Reference angle, when is tangent 1?
45 degrees.
We're in radians, so we'll do pi over 4. So, in quadrant 2, pi over 4 would be 3 pi over 4. In quadrant 4, double minus 1 would be 7 pi over 4. Okay, cotangent x equals 3/2. If it helps, that means tangent is 2/3. Do we know that one?
No.
No, so we'll use the calculator. Tangent is positive in 1 and 3. We need the reference angle. So first of all, you need to be in radian mode. And we need to do tangent inverse of 2/3. Then in quadrant 1,
I'm at 251 again.
okay, thank you. I trust your counting.
If I'm wrong, then I need to retake my test.
So in quadrant 1, our reference angle is just our angle. In quadrant 3, what would you do?
Wait, 2.
We're in radians, so we'll do pi plus our angle. So pi plus 0.5880, and we get 3.7296.
You just did pi, not 2 pi.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Is that okay with everybody? Last example. What if I gave you cotangent of x times cotangent of x plus 3 equals 1. What would we do first? We're going to have to distribute and bring over our 1. So that's cotangent squared x plus 3 cotangent of x minus 1 equals 0. Okay, this tells me box method. Is there anything that multiplies to negative 1 and adds to positive 3?
No.
No. So I think there's like problem number 39 possibly on the homework that this happens. You go to factor it, but it doesn't work. So how do we factor it, or how do we solve it if you can't factor?
You can't.
Oh, we can. It's a quadratic. Can we use quadratic formula?
Yeah, that'd be too easy.
Oh, we can do that. Thank you so much. So it will be cotangent x equals opposite of b, so it'd be negative 3, plus and minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, we need the decimals here. So negative 3 plus the square root of 13 divided by 2. And we do the minus negative 3.30278.
How'd you get the second one?
Negative 3 minus radical 15. Okay, not pretty, but we can do it. When is cotangent positive?
And 3 and 1.
Okay, to get our reference angle, in order to do this on your calculator, you have to think about tangent. So that means tangent is 1 over that. So you have to type in tangent inverse of 1 over that. Let's do degrees this time. So change to degree mode. So second tangent 1 over 0.302776. So in quadrant 1, your reference angle is your angle. In quadrant 3, you would have to add 180. So we get 253.1549 degrees. This one, when is it negative?
1, 2, 4.
Okay, reference angle. You need to do tangent inverse of 1 over the positives. So tangent inverse 1 over 3.30278. How would I put that in quadrant 2? Except we're in degrees now, so 180 minus that, which is 196.845 degrees. And then in quadrant 4, you do 360 minus, which gives us 343.155 degrees.
Are we subtracting the negative?
No, the negative we only used for the quadrants. After we got the quadrants, we completely ignore that negative for the rest of the problem. So when you type it in your calculator, you have to do tangent inverse of 1 over the positive. If you type in the negative, it gives you the wrong answer.
I thought the same one, it's just when I went to take 180
Did I do 180 plus instead of minus? I think I did. Whoops. Sorry about that. At 163.155. That looks better. Any other questions? So now you have the rest of class to work on that homework from the